a few more minutes before we start. So there you go. Okay, then. So hello to everybody who has just joined and was not here earlier. Hello to all of you and a very warm welcome to today's session as well. As I was just talking, earlier to the people who had joined on Zoom, today we don't have a topic as such. So people will pick up whatever is bothering them, whatever they want to ask questions on, any topic. So you can write on chat or you can talk to me. You can simply just put your hand up on the screen and then you can talk to me, and whatever is the topic, we can go through whatever is bothering you. So that will be the general format for today. Questions tumhare, answers mere, from the energy perspective. In the meanwhile, while you guys think up of all the questions that you have, that you wish to ask me, I'll do a couple of things. One is that I'm going to put all the participants on mute. I could hear some noises. Okay, so that's all there is to it. Yes. In the meanwhile, hello to Hutokshi and Bijal and Chetna and everybody who has joined right now. So a very warm welcome to all of you and thank you so much for being here. So while you people figure out what it is that you wish to ask me, any questions that bother you, anything in life that is needing answers and you're not able to figure out as yet, though I will have nothing new to say. You all know my only 4 limited lines. Look within, look within. Oh, that's only one line. Look within. The answer is not outside. First emotion, then action. That's going to be my answer for everything. However, I'll take you a little bit deeper into whatever is bothering you and how to look at that situation. Suparna, if there is no judgment, then no right and wrong. So no pap and punya. So a person witnessing a fight where a person is stabbing the other, I'm aware there is no other, but after releasing judgment's fear, do we keep looking only? Would it be okay? Of course, I would release the guilt as well. How beautiful! How beautiful. Okay, so many people would, when I would say, अब तो बहुत टाइम हो गया मुझे ये कहते कहते, लोगों ने पूछना बंद कर दिया है कि मतलब, what do you mean by no action? What do you mean by first energy only? What do you mean? मतलब हमको कुछ करना ही नहीं है. सामने तुम्हारे अगर 2 लोग मर्डर कर रहे हुए एक दूसरे का, एक ने तलवार उठा रखी है, एक ने गन उठा रखी है, तुम कह रही हो तुम क्या करोगी? तुम कुछ नहीं करोगी. एंड आई वुड से कि नहीं, सबसे पहले मैं सचमुच में कुछ नहीं करूंगी. आई विल नॉट डू एनीथिंग. आई विल फर्स्ट लुक एट माय ओन इमोशन. I will look at my own emotion. What is my emotion all about? If I'm coming from fear or concern that, oh my God, ये तो एक दूसरे को मार डालेंगे, now I'm coming from this concern and worry and fear, then that's my frequency. When I go and stop them, I'm also transmitting that same frequency around. I'm transmitting it already because I'm tuned into worry and fear. And I say I'm tuned into worry and fear because of those 2 people. But because is just a story, as we now know, that the worry and fear exists within me. And that is why as soon as that outside drama is starting to happen, now I am suddenly sitting over here in worry and fear. Why? Whose worry and fear is it that I'm sitting in? In this moment, it is my worry and fear. So what will I do first? Before taking any action, I am going to release my worry and fear. उसके बाद में, when I totally know कि अच्छा मर भी गए तो भी क्या, जिंदा भी रह गए तो भी क्या, it is all okay, it is just a part of it. When I know that within me, ये मुझे मालूम है कि हाँ ये तो ड्रामा है. ओके, ये इनकी एनर्जीज खेल रही हैं एंड आई एम अ ट्रू विटनेस. When I'm a true witness to my energy, then only can I be a true witness to the game outside. So when I'm a true witness to my energy, meaning what? When I'm aware that I'm sitting in worry and fear, I'm not lying to myself that, oh, okay, fine, okay, a little bit worry, less, little bit. Now let me go and stop them. If I'm in a rush to stop them, the energy frequency is still that of worry and fear, right? But when I come into a place of complete witnessing, okay, I'm sitting in the worry and fear, I can release the energy. I recognize this one is Shiva, that one is Shiva, and I am Shiva too. Now, from that space, you can go do anything. I would tell people कि उसके बाद मैं जाऊंगी और दोनों को थप्पड़ लगा दूंगी. जब मैं उस and that stage, in that frequency, when I go and give them thappad, it is going to have a different impact than all the nicely talking to them, samjhaving to them, making them understand frequency of worry and fear. So the consequences are always defined, whatever they have to go through, they have to go through. But first you have come to the point of acceptance that they are going through it because it's a chosen experience. It's a chosen experience. It's not कि randomly लड़ रहे हैं और एक दूसरे को मार पीट रहे हैं और अभी मर्डर होने वाला है. It's not random. It is a chosen experience. No matter what the outcome is, those are chosen experiences by us, by our energy field. And so what can we do? We can firstly look what are we adding to this entire mix. मतलब एक तो पहले वैसे ही वहां पे इतना धूम धड़ाम हो रहा है, ऊपर से I add my energy of worry and fear to it. What's the point? I'm simply adding to the situation now. I haven't been coming to the place of altering the situation because I haven't altered my own frequencies. So when there is no judgment, then you can watch the game. See, you are watching a movie, and for the movie there is no judgment. Why is there no judgment? क्योंकि डायरेक्टर ने ऑलरेडी लिख दिया है, मूवी बन चुकी है, तुम तो सिर्फ देख रहे हो. Can you please understand? It is the same story. तो हम मूवी देखने के लिए जाते हैं, साथ में पॉपकॉर्न जरूर रखते हैं, and we are watching the movie. कितना ही वहां पे कुछ भी हो रहा हो, ज्यादा नहीं पसंद आ रहा तो 2 मिनट के लिए पॉपकॉर्न ज्यादा खा लेते हैं. Why? Because we know it's a movie, it has been written, it is scripted, it is just a play. We are only a part of the audience in this movie. And so similarly, when we start to understand our own energies, then we say, okay, their energies, whatever it is playing out is playing out. What is my movie right now? What is the movie I am writing? I'm watching their movie, but what movie am I writing for myself right now? I'm writing from the energies of worry and fear. So first I will release that, and then I will do whatever action comes. How will we decide कि क्या करना है? वो जो अपने आप फ्लो में हो जाए, सोचना नहीं है. अगर हम सोचने बैठ गए तो फिर कोई ना कोई फ्रीक्वेंसी ऑफ वरी एंड फियर आ जाएगी, है ना? बिकॉज व्हेन वी मूव इन द फ्लो, देयर इज नो टाइम फॉर थॉट. कुछ भी कर जाते हैं, बट देयर इज नो टाइम फॉर थॉट. इट्स ऐसे होता चला जाता है, होता चला जाता है. दैट इज वेयर वी हैवंट पुट एनालिसिस. वी हैवंट क्या करना चाहिए, ये करूं ठीक होगा, if I don't do this, if I speak this, this is wrong, they might mind it. I should be aware of what they are minding. Oh, the mind is playing now. Guilt and worry and fear and judgments and frustrations and anger and sadness and desperation, all of that is playing out right now. So firstly, to release that, and then take whatever action comes to mind. What I normally do in cases like this, if there is like somebody will say कि आप मेरे बेटे को समझा दो. सबसे पहले तो हम खुद को देखेंगे कि बेटे को, और उसको बोलेंगे कि भाई बेटे को क्या समझाना है, पहले तो तू अपने आप को देख. You look at your own self and see from what frequency are you coming to me. नहीं, बेटा बिगड़ रहा है, बेटा बिगड़ रहा है. So what is your frequency at बेटा बिगड़ोइंग? Your frequencies of worry and fear. So you will first look at that and you will release that. And then I ask Mani. After all, after I have looked at my energy, ना मेरे को कोई फर्क ही नहीं पड़ता. बिगड़ जाएगा तो बिगड़ जाएगा, ड्रगी बन जाएगा तो बन जाएगा, जी जाएगा तो जी जाएगा, मर जाएगा तो मर जाएगा. Okay, now I ask Mani only. कि Mani, what do you want me to do? And Mani will tell me कि ये कर जा, वो कर जा. And sometimes when Mani is not telling me क्या कर जा, I know that I'm in equanimity when I can toss the coin and be okay with whatever the coin says. I'll say, अच्छा मणि जी जाना है अंदर कि नहीं? Yes, तो आप बोल रहे हो yes, और tails तो आप बोल रहे हो no. I will listen to you. And then I simply do whatever the coin tells me, because I have just made the intent that the coin is going to give me money answer. So it will give me money answer because money is a frequency. And the guidance frequency, when I'm tuning into it, I'm asking for it, it will give me the answer. So from that space, I can go do anything. Then I can go do anything. And even let us say you don't ask money, but you go and do something. 4 लोगों को समझा दिया, 2 को थप्पड़ मार दिए. It is okay. Over here, when you brought yourself to equanimity, तो तुमको expectation ही नहीं रहेगी कि मेरे बोलने से क्या होना चाहिए. अरे मैंने उनको इतना समझाया, वो समझे ही नहीं. Yeah, now that also is an expectation on our side only. And what does expectation breaking do? It gives us a lot of hurt. When the expectation breaks, कि अरे मैंने इतना समझाया, उसने मेरी सुनी नहीं. Who is getting hurt over here? Their story is their story. But I am additionally tuning into my frequencies of hurt. Those frequencies are those frequencies. Mine is this one that I can change right now. So I will sit and release only my frequencies. Yeah? आ रही समझ? And पहले जाके उनको रोक भी दिया, कर भी दिया, तो भी क्या फर्क पड़ता है? जो भी frequency है ना, the good part is we can release the frequency even 2 days later. So let us say 2 people were killing each other. And then we already went and stopped them in worry and fear. And that already happened. And now we are sitting today, ab kya karu? Arey, frequency doesn't work in time and space. Aaj release kar do. Come to equanimity today. Come to recognizing the Shiva today. Come to being in the place of, they are Shiva, I am Shiva. Everything is a drama playing out as per experiences. And here I'm creating my own experience. Yeah? Okay. Open to all scored links. Arey yaar, डांट ही नहीं पड़ी तेरी. Wonderful. The next one says, I'm eternally grateful to not have any financial relationship issues. I am retired and feel peace. My question is, at this stage, is it okay, or is there more for me to do on the spiritual level? How cute is that? Spiritual level has nothing to do with financial status. Nothing. Zero. Has zero, the frequency. I always explain to people that I'm the frequency of abundance. But the frequency of abundance has nothing to do with how much money I have in the bank account. On days I might have crores, on days I might have zero. What does it have to do with my spiritual journey? Nothing. Zero. Nada. You are financially secure. Okay. God is kind. वैसे तो he's kind for everybody. Because the one thing that I understand over here is I'm taken care of. The day that I need money, money will appear. But the day I need blood, people will bring blood to me, not money. People will come to me with what I need. I will not need to tap into money because I am sitting in the frequency of abundance. When I need food, food will appear, not money. Money has nothing to do with what I want to eat right now. Okay. Oh, you're hungry? Okay, here, take 5 gold coins. What's the point? There's no point. Sure. So money has nothing to do with spiritual level. But yes, you say, I feel peace. That part I can understand. If you feel peace, that's all there is. This whole spiritual journey is only to get people to peace. However, today you might be at peace, but the path that you have taken, there might be that there were places over there that you were at unpeace. And so we don't even know what all exists in our energies. So much exists in our energies. आज सब बढ़िया से चल रहा है, कल कुछ एकदम से twink वन स्विच इधर से उधर ऑफ ऑन हुआ और सब कुछ ऐसे गड़बड़ होना दिखाई दे जाता है. So everything then goes for a toss. Then money doesn't matter. You know, I'm sitting all feeling fine, good. Tomorrow my liver stops working. What will I do? What will I do with money? I have to now go around getting a second liver from somewhere, finding somebody with a liver, or I don't know, whatever those things that just, kind of comes to mind, that we don't know what is going to come tomorrow. So we are not looking over here. What you are doing is looking at the outer manifestation, which is looking very peaceful and saying, okay, because outside is peace, I'm financially secure. That is all there is for me to do. We don't look at the outside manifestation. We look every moment into what we are feeling. Into what we are feeling. And so when you say you're feeling peace, that's fabulous. If there is any point of time in the day that peace is disturbed, upar niche, and it happens 25 times in a day, the maid hasn't come today. The peace is going to be disturbed. Water is not coming or some such thing. And I had to go out and now it is raining too much water is coming. So the peace is going to be disturbed every now and then with emotions. And those emotions don't wait for big calamities to happen. Emotions are happening every single day, so many times in the day. And so the game is at all times that you're asking me for a spiritual level. Spiritual level is every day if you wish for it to be. One thought, the way that I kind of look at it is, I will get a thought. And let us say, and I'll look at the thought and I'll say, Acha, okay, fine. This thought is coming from, this thought is coming from fear. Okay. And then I just simply look at the fear and I release it. Acha, theek hai na, jaane dete hain, Mani ji sambhal lenge. For me, everything is Mani ji sambhal lenge. Okay. Tomorrow, if the thought comes again, I will do the same thing. I will work on it. I will release it. But if 3 days later, the same thought comes, 3 days in a row or somewhere around, if a thought comes and is persistent, it could be about anything. It could be about, what do I have to do with this house? It could be about, making of the will. It could be about buying a new piece of furniture. It could be anything. But if there is an emotion related to it, and it is coming, that emotion is coming to me 3 times in a day. If I'm irritated with someone and 3 days in a row, I'm irritated with that person, whenever that person's reference comes, then on the 3rd day, I will sit with my journal. What am I feeling? What do I need to see in it? What is here? What is this irritation here to show me? Where is it coming from? I will be looking at my judgments for that other person as well. And that is how the spiritual journey moves every single day. You're looking at emptying your energy pot. Whether you have 1 crore or 5 rupees in your bank account, your energy pot is not dependent on your bank account. Your energy account works separately. Just because you have 50 crores in your account does not mean that your energy pot is empty. With 50 crores in account, you could still be sitting in lack, And the lack could show up in so many different ways. Okay, you have money. It might show up in health. It might show up in love. It might show up in lack of time. It might show up in so many different ways. So the only thing that we keep doing every day is asking, what am I feeling? What am I feeling? And so 28 times in a day, 100 times in a day, that's what I teach people. Yehi prashn पूछते रहो अपने आप को. What am I feeling? And you will keep emptying your energy pot. And that's the spiritual journey, to empty your energy pot. That is the spiritual journey that we are all on. To be able to see, how can we empty? See it, witness it, be a witness to it, be an observer to the emotion, rather than being into the place and constantly looking then for, okay, what is the solution to this? What is the solution to that? There are no solutions to be found. There are energy frequencies to be changed. And when the energy frequency changes, the solutions are found on their own. Things have a way of creating questions when you're in the question frequency. Things have a way of creating answers when you're in the answer frequency. So it is for you to choose your frequency. And that is what it is about the financial issues, relationship issues. Relationship issues, though, every single day. I'm just telling you now, ki maid hasn't come for 2 days, you will have relationship issues. It doesn't have to be big issues that, oh, this one is walking out of the house, this one is not talking to me. It doesn't have to be. Every single day, you just keep looking at what am I feeling? That's all that you do. And then that will keep emptying you from your triggers. Then there'll be, lesser and lesser of irritation, more and more of peace. So whenever your needle moves from peace, bring it back to peace. And in a day, when we say, oh, I'm at peace, we mean at a broader level. But a spiritual journey is every moment. It's only every moment. So at a broader level, you're feeling peace because you don't have all of that. That's very good. But at the minute level, then keep looking in and find yourself even more empty, even more empty. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Wonderful. Okay. Any more questions? Anybody has questions? You can keep writing. And I will pick up a topic that came to me a few days ago, and I'm looking at it and I'm kind of surprised that I haven't discussed that topic, or maybe I have, but here it is. The word that came to me was reputation. Reputation. How much of importance we give to our reputation. What we shouldn't be doing things that ruin our reputation. Oh, reputation can be ruined just like that. A lifetime of good stuff and one mistake and your reputation is ruined. This is what we hear from everybody, right? So they're constantly, oh, we have to do the right thing. So of course there is the right and wrong, but even how this came to me was through a story I was reminded of. And I'll go into the story. So when I was a young kid, well, not a question. So not a question as such, but sorry, not a what was I going with? This is like a story from the old times when I was still young and all of that. So here was the very funny thing. So when I was very young, and my father, this money fellow, was very, very strict. So it was always with his fear that, that we were always going the right path. We didn't fear actually what anybody else would say to us or something, but we were the utmost fearful that if we have to go and tell this to my father, what will he say? What will he think? What will he do? Yeah. So we were constantly just so afraid of him. And that kind of, kept us doing the right thing. Then, so in college, kind of Sharif Bacha, whenever I did even the chota sa badmashi, father would catch me. Matlab, ek to he had like 28 pairs of eyes. He was so aware and conscious that he would just constantly catch me and put me more into fear of him. So college was all good. I was very, almost all Sharif. There was still a very rebellious part of me, but it hasn't sprung up as yet. Then, of course, I went off to my MBA. As I was moving for my MBA, and I told my dad, and it was so funny, because on the last day that I'm moving, I actually asked him, I said, so far, you kept an eye on me. But now, whatever I do, now what will you do? Now though I'm going, now you have no control over me. Now I'm going, now what will you do? I was like so stupid, right? He could have just canceled my tickets right there and then. But here I was saying, now what will you do now when I don't listen to you? Yeah. And as this happened, so he said to me only one thing, and that transferred the monkey from his shoulder to my shoulder. And so what he said was this. He says, हमने जितना सिखाना था सिखा दिया. अब तुम करोगे जो तुम्हें करना है. अब तुम करोगे और तुम बताओगे तुमने हमसे क्या सीखा. Okay, so with that one dialogue, अच्छा अब तुम, and then as I was leaving, he said to me, you do whatever you want. You do whatever you want, but don't let us hear it from the neighbors. You come and tell it to us yourselves. You come and tell it to us yourself. So this was his instruction to me. And really, oh my God, it became my thing to consider. If I had to do anything outside, then I would always think about it. Okay, can I go and tell this to my father? And then if the answer was no, I wouldn't do it. Okay, the monkey of responsibility and my shoulder. All right. A few years went by. I came back to India. I joined a bank. This is all about reputation, right? So far, reputation is very, very nice and clean and everything. But by now, so one thing that had happened when I ventured out on my own was my own personality came to light. And so my own personality was very, very extroverted. I loved going out. I loved partying. I loved doing all of that. I loved making friends. I loved being out with friends, which is not something that I had been able to do before. So my own personality of being so friendly with boys, girls, whoever was around, so friendly, that personality was showing up. Then once I came back to India, I joined the bank. And by now, I was my own person. So I was very friendly and I was always outgoing and everything. And we were all in a training program. We were working with Grindlays Bank, and we were 50, 60 of us in a training program, all put together for almost 2 months. Think about it like being a big boss kind of a scenario. Yeah, because here are all of these young kids who have all been put in together. And me being who I was very friendly with everyone. I was very, very friendly with all the boys, and they were mostly boys. There were few girls, but they were mostly boys. And so I was very friendly with all the boys. One day, as we were all in the program, and I was in the toilet, we were at a 5-star, staying in the 5-star for 2 months. I was in the toilet, and in one of the cubicles, and then 2 girls walked in, and they didn't know I was there. They didn't know I was there. And I was just inside and wanting to come out or whatever in a few minutes, but I suddenly heard my name. They were talking about me. And they were talking about me and about me being friendly, and God knows what all she does, and God knows whatever. So they were talking stuff, and they were saying, yeah, I heard this and I heard that about me. Now, whatever they heard, who was talking, who was not talking, that's not the point. But the point over here is that they out there were taking my reputation and tearing it apart. They were tearing my reputation apart. And I was inside and listening to all of this. Now, here is the beautiful thing that at least happened to me. So one thing, and now when I look back, because what they were saying was not the truth, so I didn't feel any guilt. I didn't feel any shame. And then, because I was always the fearless kinds, so this is what I did. I came right out. I came right out of the cubicle and I said, oh, that was so lovely. I just heard something that you guys were talking about me. Let me hear it once again. And as I said this, they kind of shattered. And they were like, no, we weren't talking about you. We were talking about somebody else or something. But now it was their reputation at stake. But as I look at all of this right now, had I changed in any of this? No. But had my reputation changed through one set of people, through another set of people, through a third set of people? The reputation had changed and it had nothing to do with me. The reputation had nothing to do with me. It had to do with people's own fears and insecurities. It had zero to do with me. At that point in time, though I was fearless, and I can almost imagine. So, this time, when money made me think about that old incident, this is a very old incident. This is when I was 20, I don't know, 23 or 24 years old, and I'd just come back to India, after the US and all. So, this is 20, 30 years later that 30 years later that I'm thinking of this incident, and money brought it back to me, because this time he wanted to show to me that your reputation is the work of fiction. It is simply a work of fiction. It has nothing. It has no basis. It has no reality. So many times you will see, people who are like, oh, we've got this reputation and all of that. And suddenly, one day, one small little incident, and their name will be into dust. And they have held that name. They have held their name with so much of pride that when you have pride, the opposite of it will come to show. And so when you have pride, and then on the opposite end, you have shame. So it has come to show, and it is simply an experience that we have. So normally when our reputation is dragged into the mud, what is the experience that we have? We have an experience of shame. We have an experience of guilt. It just so happened that I didn't have much shame. I didn't have much guilt in my energy field to work on. And fearlessness was there. And so with true fearlessness, I just simply went in over there and I pulled my so-called reputation right back. I pulled it right back. But that was the day. That was the day. So far it had been, oh, one must do this and one must not do that, because this can be good and this will not be looked at by people in a way, in a kind way. People will not appreciate. But that day itself, I think I started to not care for reputation. Not care for reputation, because in that moment also, I recognized that it was not in my hands. My reputation is actually not in my hands. What I feel about myself is in my hands. How much I love myself is in my hands. But what will people say about me? What will they think about me is not in my hands. That is for them in their world, as to what they think about me and how they perceive me is their story, not my story. So the one thing to be looking at reputation, and sitting saying, no, can't do this, shouldn't do this, the righteousness and the wrongness of doing things, Mani was just simply showing to me that this word reputation itself, it's a pointless word. It's a word of fiction. It has no meaning, but yes, it gives you experiences. And what kind of experiences? Well, that's exactly what we talked about. It could bring on shame to you. It would bring on, if the reputation is ruined. And when the reputation is there, when you think you've got something for the reputation, I have got something to maintain, I have built it up. It'll take a minute for you to experience the opposite as well. And you might not even have done anything. You might not even have done anything to deserve that wrong reputation that you suddenly got. But it's there. Why? Because whatever experiences have to come to you, they will come to you even through this game of name. This is a game. So that is why not to get so attached to your name, to your reputation, who you are, your status. All of these are transient in nature. And to be constantly aware of the transient nature of your name itself. Yeah. So that was what Maniji kind of told me. And then from that point, so how many things we do when we're like, oh, my children shouldn't do this because this is bad for, family has a reputation and the children shouldn't do this. And that family is a bad family. They have a bad name. How many places do we look at that name and make our decisions, and to come to this awareness that it's all a game of experiences, and really there is no other weightage to reputation. except for the experience it is going to give to you. So if it is going to give you an experience of fear, what can you do? So easy, release the fear. That's all. If the reputation is causing you to look so worried, release the worry. So easy. And now that we know how to change the energy of all. Okay. Wonderful. So anybody has any questions on this or comments on this, please put. Okay, so everybody says, so somebody writes, Monica says, I understand the part of abundance frequency, but my question is, how much possible it is to be abundance frequency when you are actually facing financial crisis or relationship crisis to an extent where it has started affecting not just you, but also everyone around you at all levels, with no signs of coming out of such situations coming up, in spite of trying hard. How much possible is it to be in frequency of security and abundance when the reality is entirely opposite? How beautiful it is. How beautiful it is. That reality that you see is simply, that reality that you're seeing right now is simply a manifestation of what you carry in your energies. And so, how much possible it is to be in abundance when everything is already in a crisis mode, in a relationship crisis, financial crisis? Well, right now, from the place where you are, it's possible to be completely in the place of abundance, but it is only possible with awareness. Only with awareness. Because when lack happens and around you, lack is already manifesting. Whose lack is it that is manifesting? It is the lack that belongs to you. And that is already manifesting in the form of this financial crisis. I have seen many come to me over here asking this exact same question. And then many who have begun to look at abundance and understand the frequency of abundance, being able to find solutions automatically on its own. So, how much possible is it for you to be in abundance? Oh, 100% possible. It is possible, it is doable, but you can only do it with awareness. And so, when I'm already in the middle of crisis, but what is crisis? Crisis is simply everything that you hold that's manifested. That's it. Everything that you hold is so much lack that now it's manifesting. And the people around you, well, we all attract the same kind of frequencies and unawareness. And we keep becoming the same frequency and we grow the same experiences. So everybody around you is also growing the same frequencies of lack. And so you continue to sit and the crisis keeps showing up more and more in spite of trying hard. What are you trying hard to do? Are you trying hard to find the solution to your issues, to your financial issues? If that's what you are trying hard, the frequency that you are tuned into is that of struggle. We had an entire webinar last week about struggle. Please go take a look at that as well, because that's the frequency. The frequency of struggle is where outside, and we keep trying to repair what is happening on the outside. So I'm trying very hard to come out of this situation and I'm not able to. Then how can I be in abundance? The part that you haven't understood at all over here is that the story is inside out. You're saying, okay, first let me answer this. First, let me find a solution for that. And from that place, I am going to find then a little bit of abundance for myself. No, my dear. The frequency of abundance, if you are sitting in it, then that will bring the solutions from the frequency of abundance. When you are sitting in lack, the solutions that come to you will be from the frequency of lack, will bring you more of the same, more of the same. So to understand, even over here, what is it that you really need to do? Ask yourself 100 times in a day, what am I feeling? Lack, frustration, despair, anger, sadness, helplessness, powerlessness, all of these frequencies would be hitting you at some point of time or another. The thing to do is when you recognize, release, I take energy from Meenal. I take energy from Meenal. It is starting to impact you and the other people as well. Of course, you're all in the same frequency, but now leaving that other out of the picture, can you change your frequency? Can you at least change what tower of transmission, which frequency are you going to be? Are you going to be the worry tower, the transmission of yours being worry frequency? Or are you going to be the tower of peace? That is a choice that you will make when you take frequency of Meenal. So what would you do? I would simply say, since you're sitting in so much of, everything coming to a head right now, I would say you release even more, even more. You put an alarm on yourself for every 2 hours to release. But as you release, when you release, constantly run in the background as well the Meenal frequency meditation, because that meditation is abundance. And that meditation will start to be playing in the environment around you. As it plays in the environment around you and you become a little bit more aware, you will be able to tune into that frequency as easily as you are tuning into the lack frequency. Right now, you try to tune into the Meenal frequency, but again and again, the lack invites you and you go sit over there. How do you sit over there? One phone call will come. Oh, we need this payment today, and you don't have the money to pay it. To accept that, okay, this is a manifestation from my current frequency, and I don't have the money to pay it. But this is a frequency of lack which is already manifested. Now, can I change the frequency? Yes, I can. The frequency is up to me. It is my frequency. I can change it. I take energy from Meenal. I am Meenal. The universe is playing in my favor. The universe is playing in my favor. The more you turn towards this frequency, when everything has come on its head, it's a little bit difficult. It's a little bit difficult to pay attention to your energy. But if you are able to do that, it's the breakaway. The solution lies in that breakaway. So to be able to do that, there are so many reminders we can put on ourselves. On the phone, put an alarm for every 2 hours. Don't sit in your frequency of lack for more than 2 hours. Put an alarm for every hour. It is your awareness of what frequency am I sitting in? Am I again in, what am I feeling? Oh, I'm again feeling frustrated. I'm feeling so sad. Then these need to be released. These need to be released. Your question to me, again, I will say, you understand the part of abundance frequency. Actually, you only understand, and understanding what the mango tastes like doesn't take you to the taste of mango. Only tasting the mango takes you to the taste of mango. So simply increasing the frequency of Meenal frequency in your environment so that you can taste it every now and then. You understand the part of abundance is the theoretical knowledge. We all know where mouth is, eyes are. Can we operate on the mouth and eyes and nose just because we know what they are and where they are? No, it's knowledge. Even if we've done, all the anatomy of the human body, we cannot operate on it from just pure knowledge. You need the experience. And so to bring you to the experience, the frequency is where every experience is being created from. The frequency of lack is what is creating your experience. And so change the frequency to abundance again and again, again and again. And that is where, I've told these stories so many times over for so many people. But the one story that always comes to remind me on such occasions is how one person came to me and they'd lost 30 crores in the market. 30 crores in the market. Yeah. And then the two people came to me, husband and wife. The husband continued to stay in that lack frequency. The wife started to move towards abundance frequency. And the life changed for the wife. It changed for the wife. The husband continued to be in the lack frequencies. The wife changed her frequencies completely and sits in so much joy and so much fun. So that's how energies work. And it's your own work on your own self. What are you going to transmit is the only decision that you can make for yourself. Okay, by being in gratitude for all that you have and all that you don't have, thank God. Yes, of course, absolutely. But right now they're in a place of not being in gratitude for all that they don't have. So when you come into the frequency of Meenal, gratitude will start to come automatically a little bit more, because it's a part of the frequency. Surrender, faith, all of that is the part of Meenal frequency. So please begin to take a little bit more Meenal frequency. That's my easy answer for just everyone, because it is the frequency level where the game happens. The game does not happen at knowledge level. So many people come to my webinars and all of that. What is it that I have to speak? The same thing, nothing new. So knowledge comes like that. Knowledge of all of this comes just like that. The understanding of acha, we have to look within. Okay, that also comes. And then she says work on yourself only. Okay, that also comes. But are you working on yourself only? Has the world disappeared to exist? Only your emotion, me, and what am I feeling? Are you able to put everything else out and simply focus on this? That would be called tasting the frequency. I take energy from Meenal. I am Meenal. The universe is playing in my favor. And to be able to sit in that place is tasting the energy. So taste it. Okay, recently an actor spoke about my reputation, and while I sat in guidance, I got an answer that I had spoken about someone the same way. Does that meaning I'm sitting with judgments? Of course you're sitting with judgments. Of course. You know, the minute you're talking about somebody or whatever, you're sitting in judgments, and that other is no one. That's you only. There is no other. So it's just that somebody did exactly what you were doing. They were in judgments. You are in judgments. We are all in judgments. Firstly, to understand that this earth itself is a place of polarity. We can never move away from judgments. Never. Never. We cannot move away from judgments. So what do I say when I say release your judgments? I basically only mean that if you have to make judgments, at least make judgments that are more and more serving you, that are making you feel better. The prime example of that is I can make a judgment on myself saying, oh, bloody hell, I'm such an idiot. I didn't do this and I should have done that. And what a stupid person I am. अक्कल तो घास चरने के लिए गई हुई है. I can say all of these things to myself, and what will the universe show to me? More of the same, more of the same. And so what is this? This is purely a judgment on myself. And then what can I do? I can take this judgment on myself. I am so awesome. I am super awesome. I am to the best. I am awesomest. Without any conditions, without understanding everything, I am awesome. What is this? This is a judgment. But when I take this judgment, what am I going to receive more from the outside? More of the same. And so, does this make me feel nice? Does this make me feel happy? Of course it does. I move into the happy frequency when somebody says, you are so awesome. And so, take these judgments so that the outside will judge you the same. So you received in guidance that you did this and they did this. So now the stories are the same. It's a 365 degrees. You get this experience and you get that experience. I just spoke about it when we spoke of reputation, because I said there will be pride and there will be shame. You will be shown both the sides. So to be able to sit and release the pride and release the shame. Both don't belong to you. Both are simply frequencies, and be in the space of this one frequency of I am awesome. this frequency of complete unconditional love to the self. We are not ready for super joyous path and the knowing that only that works. What a blessing to know that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, how cute is that? We are not ready for the super joyous path, but guess what? As soon as we look at ourselves and the finger comes within, now we are super ready. It takes a moment to be so ready. It takes a moment
Yes.
to be completely unready. And it
Mm.
just is a shift of the moment. जैसे ही finger यहाँ पे आई, now we totally become ready for that super joyous path. We are ready. We are ready to receive the moment we acknowledge that we are ready to receive. But the moment the finger is on the other, oh, he's stopping me from receiving. Oh, she is not helping me receive. Oh, she did this and he did that. Now we stop ourselves from claiming our own power. Because when he did this, she did that, and they have the power. But when I know that I only created everything, now I have the power. And so in one super moment, we are ready to claim that power of joy, utmost joy. Wonderful. All right. Okay. Any other questions for me? Well, good. Everybody is quiet now. Anybody wants to speak? If not, right, anybody wants to speak? All good. Okay, then. Let's go to a little bit of a meditation. Let's take a deep breath in and exhale. Take a deep breath in and exhale. And as you take the next breath in, simply one word. Put your focus on one word. Shiva. Shiva, Shiva, Shiva. Shiva, Shiva, Shiva. As you inhale, Shiva, Shiva, Shiva. With every exhale, Shiva, Shiva, Shiva. Let Shiva be the word that sits with you. Shiva, the only word, the only sound. Shiva, Shiva, Shiva. Shiva, Shiva, Shiva. Allow yourself to experience this word. Shiva, not a word, not a person. Shiva, the frequency. Shiva, the frequency of non-judgment. The frequency of everything simply flowing. No judgment towards creation. No judgment towards destruction. Simply no judgment at all. That frequency is Shiva. Shiva, Shiva, Shiva. Shiva, Shiva, Shiva. I take energy from Shiva. I take energy from Shiva. I am the frequency of non-judgment. I am the frequency of flow. I am the frequency of creation. I am the frequency of destruction. I allow everything to flow to me I allow everything to flow from me. No filters. No filters. No judgments. All that has to be received by me, I receive without judgment. All that some others have to receive through me, I give without judgment. I play the roles without judgment. I play my part without judgment. Shiva, Shiva, Shiva. Not judging myself for the life that has gone by. I was the unaware Shiva. Not judging the others who played roles for me. The script was created by the unaware Shiva that I was. It was my energy that brought all the experiences to me. And in this moment, I, the body, am one with the energy. My energy and my body integrate in this moment. And I become, in this moment, pure Shiva. Not to control what my energy will hold, but to allow all that my energy is holding. And to play with it, to create with it, to enjoy it in this place of non-judgment. Not judging who I am today. Not judging what others think of me today. Not judging the others for any of their actions. I simply understand I am Shiva and they my mirrors. I look around me and I see the Sheesh Mahal. The Sheesh Mahal all around me, mirrors and mirrors. And in this moment, the only thing that I see in all the mirrors is Shiva, Shiva, Shiva. Shiva, Shiva, Shiva. All around me, everywhere I look, every mirror, I turn around in my universe of mirrors, and every mirror showing me only the face of Shiva. My face. This is my true face. Shiva, I am. मैं ही शिव, मैं ही शिव, मैं ही शिव. मैं ही शिव. Take a deep breath in and feel the power that you are. You, the Shiva. Experience that energy in you, that energy, that frequency of Shiva that you are in this moment, in the now. Om Mani, Om Mani, Om Mani. Okay, everyone. Lots and lots of love to all of you. Bye all. Thank you
Lots
so
of
much.
love. Bye,
Yeah.
Nima. Lots of love.
Bye.
Thank you.